someone with Saturn in Aries really overcomes bad things, and how they really gain material wealth with uncomfortable setbacks. When they do things, even though they're uncomfortable, even though bad things has happened and they're set back in a way that makes them feel like terrible, they must keep going forward and overcome the uncomfortable setback. You know, they have to really apply a level of discipline in moving forward, in being focused, in being determined, in being goal orientated, for them to actually achieve, because they will have uncomfortable setbacks continuously and delays as well. To gain material wealth for Saturn in Aries, they're going to want to move fast, but they're going to get delayed a lot, you know. So they have to learn how to kind of cope with the delays and kind of make progression step by step, more so than quick and fiery and, you know, aggressive, which is how they like to do things. So it's a tough one for Saturn in Aries, but they have to deal with it if they want to gain material gains. Now, Saturn in Taurus is a bit more easier and more comfortable than Saturn in Aries. Stability is definitely the key for a Taurus, for Saturn in Taurus. When you do have Saturn, if you do have Saturn in Taurus, you really need to be in environments where you're stable, and you really need to have that environment have a high level of discipline in order for you to actually feel good and positive about the environment that you're in. If you don't feel positive about the environment you're in or stable in it, and you're not in control of it, you're not mastering it. You know, you have to master your environment so you become stable, and that's even in the work environment. If you're working somewhere and it's unstable and stuff like that, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to actually be able to gain materially in anything that's unstable. So that's the key. And another key is repetition. You have to do things on repeat. If your Saturn is in Taurus, do things over and over again, the same thing over and over again constantly. That's where you're going to find the material gains, is, you know, being very persistent, repeating yourself all the time until you get the result. And, you know, that can be small wins, or repeating something 1,000 times until you get the big massive win, the big massive paycheck, to obtain those material gains with Saturn. And if you're, you know, Saturn in Gemini, you have to be versatile. But the versatility that you must utilize when your Saturn is in Gemini is based on kind of the movement of what you do, and kind of making choices that are good to change. So to being versatile, not in everything, kind of being versatile very selectively. So that could basically mean having multiple streams of income. And yeah, I think that's obviously the biggest thing for the person with Gemini and Saturn to gain materials, is the multiple streams of income. They can't just do one sort of role. They need multiple things. It's really that simple. And another thing is accuracy. And you have to be accurate. If you're Gemini and Saturn, accuracy is vital. You have to look at everything. You know, you have to be very curious about if you're making decisions, yeah, you have to think, okay, this could happen, that could happen. Look at everything that is on the table for you to make that choice, and then you can make that accurate choice. Gain all the information. You have to be disciplined in gaining information, retaining information, and utilizing information in the correct way, in the accurate way. Accuracy is key. The more accurate you are, the more money you're going to receive, and you have the biggest potential in terms of accuracy for Gemini in Saturn. Now, Cancer is family. Cancer and Saturn is family. And what does that mean with family? It means multiple things, really. It means them having their own family. It raises their level of discipline, and they become more materially focused because of that. Therefore, they achieve more in the outside world. Family actually, drives them to achieve materially. So, or it could be maybe being responsible for family. That could be your mom, dad, sister, brother, whoever. Being more responsible for your family. You're a person who can't shirk your responsibility. So the more responsible you are, the more you feel like you have to do better in life, and then maybe the more money you will gain through trying to do better. Family and loved ones is always going to be the key aspect for you to actually improve in your life on a material way. So this is the key: family, family, family. Leos have to be the boss. They're very, when Leos and Saturns, they're very like authoritative. They are really, truly like, this is a truly authoritative nature that they have. And they must bring that out in some way in their life. And they must have a career where that authoritative nature can be seen and heard by multiple people. It doesn't necessarily have to be the boss, but they have to, be authoritative. I would say, yeah, authoritative is probably better than boss. Authoritative in anything that they do. They must demand authority. And I would say remove arrogance. They have a tendency to really, when they get to a position like being in an authoritative position or being the boss or manager, whatever, they can tend to become arrogant, and that can be their downfall. So they have to remove the arrogance that they may feel being in that role. Now, it may get to their head, they may inflate their ego. They have to maintain discipline. With Saturn and Leos, have to maintain this discipline in the role so that they can actually continue to make the money. This is the key. We're talking about material gains here. So without that authoritative nature, they won't be able to make the money. They're just going to be, if they just take the back seat, or if they don't utilize their willpower, or utilize like direction, or just utilizing that Leo energy in Saturn, they're not going to make that money, really and truly. It's going to be tough for them. It's going to be tough. And Virgo and Saturn, making money for them is not the hardest thing, and it's because they have work ethic. They work extremely hard. So this is like a really good. I think it's one of the best placements in my opinion. I know they say Cancer, but no, they say Cancer and Jupiter. I forget which one they think is good in. I think. Anyway, Virgo in Saturn is perfect placement. Your work ethic is there naturally, so you just need to focus on how hard you work. The more harder you work, the more money you're going to gain. And I know that's an overall thing, but with Virgo and Saturn, you truly see the results on a big, massive scale. Lazy people, or people who don't work hard when they have Virgo and Saturn, they know that they don't achieve money. They don't make the money or the material. They don't have the material gains that they would want to have. And you need to do things quickly as well. Do things quick, because you can't be wasting time. You can't be wasting time if you're Virgo and Saturn. We all know that. Well, some people may know that Saturn rules time. So utilize that work ethic by doing things quickly, by not procrastinating, maybe wasting a day, wasting a week. Do things that you do, everything that you can do in that day. Utilize that work ethic by attacking not just something that's over the top, or something that is you're overdoing. If you've done something, then go to something else and do that. Try to get everything done very quickly, and it's gonna pay off materially. So this is the first part of how you earn money, or how you gain materials in this life. with your Saturn sign. Take care.